Scott James. I'm running for the 8th Congressional District in Colorado. We do something called Truck Talks. Today, my guest, Alvero Ortega. He is an awful young and handsome guy to be running an aspiring business here. But you're not the first generation. Tell me a little bit about Reuben's, which is a restaurant that we're in, and about your family's history in the restaurant business.
Yeah, no, definitely. Great to be here, talking to you as well. We've been in the restaurant business for 3 generations now. This is my first restaurant. My dad's been doing this for over 30 years, and it's been passed on for generations. The restaurant is actually named Reuben's, and it's named after my grandfather. So there's a very big sentimental value through the whole name of it. But we've been doing this for so many years, and we've seen things evolve throughout the years. It's just different.
How different is it? It sounds like a silly question, might be, but I'm still curious. Your grandfather, when he decided I'm going to open up a restaurant, it was different for him than what it is now. Talk to me about maybe some of the challenges that you face that he may not have 2 generations ago.
Oh, I mean, I can tell you numerous things of different situations they were in. But I mean, nowadays, in comparison to how I was back then, they got into the restaurant business because it was simple. They could hire people, they can sell food cheap, and they wouldn't struggle as much as it is now.
Tell me about the struggles that you face every day in running your business here in Colorado.
It's every day-to-day thing, really. I mean, we kind of some days are easy, other days are difficult. I think it all starts at the beginning of the day, just going through food costs.
Yeah.
Going through food costs and how things are nowadays are way different than what they were years ago.
Talk to me about food costs now versus what they were 3 and 4 years ago. Has it been a significant increase?
Definitely.
And do you see that your customers are, oh, heck yeah, your food costs went up, so I'll pay more? It's not that way, is it?
Yeah,
they notice when your burrito goes up $2, don't they?
Yeah, no, I mean, definitely, things used to be so much easier. Right now, it's just kind of like, once you think something's finally settled in price, next thing you know, 2 weeks later, it goes up or it doubles. And those things, it really caught us during COVID, especially. Everything was just, the pricing was fine, it was normal. Then out of nowhere, it just skyrocketed with everything.
Talk to me about labor, about your employees around here. How is it to recruit people? How is it to keep them happy in their jobs, so to speak? Explain that environment to me.
Labor and all that, it kind of goes on the same hand as food costs, because the labor costs have been higher sometimes, and it's kind of hard to cut on hours. You never want to do that. I mean, I know you're running in for Congress, so what impact do you think you would have in the newer generations like me and the future ones to come?
The first thing I would say is you know how to run a Mexican food restaurant. The federal government does not. So let's get the government out of your business. Reagan was right in the fact that you need just enough regulation for the orderly advancement of society. I think that as we continue to heap regulations on small businesses, it strangles you. It takes you away from doing what you do best, which is making great food and providing great service to a customer, and puts you more into a regulatory world of filling out the reports and making sure that these strict and sometimes unnecessary regulations are met. We've got to do everything we can do to get the government out of the Mexican food business. That we have to do everything we can do to balance a budget, to make sure that we stop the inflationary spending, because for every dollar that the federal government prints to cover their over-exaggerated spending, it makes the dollar in your pocket and your customer's pocket worth less. And we continue to inflate our money to where it's eventually worthless. And so we have to get our government under control as far as the spending goes. We have to get the regulatory environment under control to make sure that your dollars are worth more, so your customers are a little more flush with cash when they come in here and they get that second drink.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that happens for you.
Yeah, or they don't just get water, right? All the water's good.
Alvero, let's get a little personal. Tell me about your life. You're married?
Yes, happily married. Yes, lovely wife.
Outstanding. How long have you been married?
We're going on 3 years almost.
Congratulations. You bought a house?
I did, yes.
How was that?
It was a long process.
Was it?
It was a long process.
In the last 3 years, then, have you been able to find something? Obviously, you found something.
Yes.
But was it exactly what you wanted? Talk to me about the process that a young business owner goes through when it's achieving the American dream, when it's buying a house. Was it difficult?
Well, it was more difficult than what we expected it to be, you know, and it was something that we all seek to do this, you know. We all, that's the goal when you get married. You want to buy a house,
Sure.
you want to own your own house, you know. But the challenges we face nowadays, I mean, even with just how much you have to pay with the interest rate, you know,
Yes.
that alone will kill you. Scott, I'm curious, what if we vote you in, what's going to be different from you in Congress to what we have now?
Well, first of all, when was the last time a United States Congress member was sitting in your restaurant?
I don't remember the last time. I don't remember the last time.
I am from here. I love the people that I am asking to serve. I want to make sure that I'm actively involved in talking with you and keeping that line of communications going. I'm a 40-year radio broadcaster. I have served, I have communicated, but more importantly, I've had an ongoing relationship with the people of Northern Colorado. I've talked to them, I've listened to them, and I want to do that exact same thing. Know that when you tell me about food costs, know that when you tell me about inflation and how it's hitting your bottom line and making it to where your customers can't come in here and spend as much money, I hear you, and I'm going to take those concerns back to Washington, D.C. and make sure that this voice that is so familiar to this area is put to work for people like you, so your voice is heard in Washington, D.C. We have to remember what this is about, and it's not about the big power and the big play in Washington, D.C. It's about you and your business and your customers that come in here and keep you thriving. We've got to keep that in mind. That's what sets me apart. Alvaro, I think they have forgotten about folks like you back at the United States Congress. That's why I'm sitting in Ruben's restaurant talking to a young business owner to make sure that these stories are told, that we turn the focus away from the big personalities of Washington, D.C. and put them back on the personalities of the people of the 8th Congressional District. We have to go to work for them. That's why I'm running for the United States Congress. I'm Scott James. I'm running for the 8th Congressional District. Learn more at scottjamesforcolorado.com. Alvaro, thank you, sir.
Thanks, Scott.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you. Thank you for your time.